Okay, this is my Module 1 submission, and I am not doing a picture-in-picture with my head. I've actually done a lot of videos like this over the years. I discovered that the flipped classroom model worked very well for my scripture classes. So I'm going to reintroduce myself to you and give you the long version of what I told you online the other day. I am from the United States, from California originally, and I now live in Oregon. And there's a very, very long way to tell you that story. I am a California kid. Specifically, I grew up in Southern California, a little city called Temple City, which is right near Los Angeles. I put the LA Dodgers logo there to bug my wife a little bit. I met my wife in college. For college, I moved about 300 miles north, a quick 6-hour drive, and attended Santa Clara University, about an hour south of San Francisco and near the town of San Jose, California. We met there, we got married after college, and here's where the story gets complex. My wife was born in San Diego, but she lived all over the place. As a little girl growing up, she lived in Florida when she was a small child and later in middle school. Her dad was stationed in Texas as a Navy pilot doing training. They lived in Washington State briefly. They lived in California. They lived in Rhode Island. And they lived in Virginia when her father was stationed in Washington, D.C. So she lived all over the place. In fact, when we had met in college, her family was living in Japan. Her father was the commander of a naval air station at Sugi, which is located near Yokohama. So, even though my wife had lived all over the United States, even though she had been born in San Diego and lived in almost every corner of the nation, Rhode Island, Virginia, San Jose, California, and even Japan, as I mentioned, we decided to settle up here in the Pacific Northwest in the state of Oregon. And to explain why we chose Oregon, I will give you a map that shows you a couple of other fellow students' locations, Idaho and Arizona. And when we got married, her family decided to move back to Oregon because that's where her dad was originally from. And he was the head of the Oregon airport for several years. And we lived down in San Jose, and every time there was a holiday, we would fly up to Oregon, or we would fly down to California, or we would drive to Southern California. One Christmas, we flew up to Oregon and flew to California and flew back to Northern California. And we decided that it was smart for us to move near one of our families. And we figured if we moved to Oregon, we would be more than happy to go down to California and visit really often because there were nice beaches. So that's how we ended up in Oregon. By the way, as I was looking for public domain maps, the map I came up with here is a map from the United States Department of Agriculture, which is letting people know about a remorum, or sudden oak disease quarantine program. So I thought that was kind of interesting to add. So if that helps you understand how I came to Oregon, enjoy.